the beginning of spooky season, so let's get into our top 5 80s horror villain. At number 5, we have Chucky. What separates this serial killer from other 80s horror villains is he seems so harmless. When you first get the good guy Child's Play doll, everybody's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Then he gets a butcher knife and everything goes to hell. He's also one of the villains that have bursts of violence instead of relentless violence, going for those shock moments that really surprise you. Pinhead from Hellraiser is coming in at number 4. There's a lot of slashers that came out of the 80s, but this one used a lot of psychological torture. He would have a deep conversation with his victims and then kill them. He's also a demonic entity, which kind of puts him above everybody else who's just a serial killer or something like that. He might win the award for best costume design as well, as this Pinhead look must have taken forever to put on. Now we get to the trinity of 80s horror, starting with Jason Voorhees. Jason is one of 2 villains on this list that is known for his relentlessness, and that is why he's horrific. Also helping him out is his setting, with Camp Crystal being this kind of desolate, lonely place where you really don't have any help. Jason has a perfect silhouette as well, with the hockey mask and the machete. It's just so iconic 80s horror. He is definitely worthy of top 3 slasher villains ever. Number 2 and number 1 are just nearly tied, but I'm putting Freddy Krueger at number 2. Robert Englund's performance as Freddy Krueger is bar none the best acting of any of these. He's sadistic, somehow charming. He's done horrible things, but his charismatic nature almost makes him fun to hang out with. It's really weird. And the fact that the kids try not to go to sleep is one of those things where after you're done watching it and then you have to go to bed, you're also like, I don't know if I trust going to sleep right now. He also has a very unique weapon with the, what was supposed to be for trimming bushes, the claws, which I think are very impractical for garden tools, but are really awesome when you're trying to kill a lot of people. Something tells me this video might get a community strike on it now. And lastly is my absolute favorite horror villain of any generation. That's Mike Myers. This is my favorite growing up and the one I watch every Halloween. One of my favorite things about Mike Myers is he's so simple. He's got an overall suit, a cheap James Kirk mask, and a butcher knife. Can't go much simpler than that. His motives are shady, and in later Halloweens we find out that he's going after his sister in a way, but he's just on a rampage. He's a serial killer that escapes from a facility and is killing people. I mean, it's very simple, but he doesn't seem stoppable. And every time they think they finally kill him, and it's like, he's not dead, guys. He's never dead. Somehow, even with like these kids running at full pace and he just slowly lumbering towards them, he's terrifying in all the right ways. And I gotta say, I'm actually a fan of the newer Halloween movies too. They definitely don't have that, again, simpleness of the first ones that just made them so good, but they are fun to watch. Mike Myers might be my favorite horror villain of all time. He has very good competition in the 90s, but he's up there pretty high. Let me know who is your favorite 80s horror villain.